I've just spent 2 nights at this terrific campsite that's run by Richard here. It's called Camp at Irwin, and I thought I'd just sit you down and talk to you about this amazing place, because you've sort of built it from the ground up, haven't you?
Literally.
It's a bit of an eco campsite as well. You've got compostable toilets, you've got solar panels running some things, and this is your beautiful house behind us as well. And you're a Tesla owner, so loads to discuss. But let's start with the campsite. What motivated you to build this eco campsite?
Well, the whole purpose for us being here was a restoration project, really. We fell in love with the place and went, great, what can we do? And as well as reproducing all the barns for use as holiday lets, we wanted to restore the landscape, because it had been a farm for sort of 100, 200 years or whatever. And it had been quite heavily denuded. The heavy grazing over generations had sort of knocked it flat, really. So trying to use some of the regenerative agricultural practices to kind of enhance the landscape, bring it back to health. It just seemed to be a place that friends came and just completely chilled out. Whenever they visited, you could physically see the visceral change in them.
Yeah. Partly due, I imagine, to the sea air that's coming over the cliff this side.
Yeah.
The abundance of nature around us and fields, it's so lovely. The air does taste better in Wales, I've noticed.
It certainly does here. It doesn't get much fresher. Yeah, they would just come here and because they'd be coming from the southeast, they'd be fizzing, and then within 24 hours they were doing that. Their faces were changing, their body shape was changing, and we're like, wow, this is quite cool.
I've just noticed that in myself. I've only spent two nights here, but I feel particularly lethargic and relaxed. I'm not sure whether it's the wine we drank last night, or
might have had something to do with it. But
it's just such a relaxed place to be. I love your camping field. You've got all these individual little pitches, like corn circles in the in the field, with their own little paths to them, and it's just beautiful. And then you walk across, and you've got a nice kitchen area, beautiful showers. I noticed you've got a plunge shower, which I did sample yesterday.
Nice
that
cold
was fun.
splash.
Yeah, it was brilliant. But the showers are beautiful. The facilities are great, and
Thank you.
And then you've got the 3 compostable toilets, which is my first experience of using.
Okay.
And it's fantastic, isn't it? Just sprinkle your stuff with sawdust and it goes away. Anyway, we'll go into details about the toilet. But if you don't understand compostable toilets, then look into it, because it seems to be a great solution to me.
It's far more environmentally sustainable because we're not using gallons and gallons of water every time you flush a toilet. It doesn't have to then go somewhere and be processed to then run off somewhere else. We're not on mains drainage here, so to create that as a solution would have been pretty challenging and very costly.
Yeah.
But also by composting everything, we then are able to use that for part of the regeneration of what we're doing with trees, and can't use it on human food in the short term, but we can certainly use it to restore tree growth and shrubs and the land. So that works really well in that regard. But that whole relaxation thing from our friends, we thought, well, let's turn that field into a campsite, because then we can kind of share that with people. We knew it was a sort of a market position that is fairly poorly served. We're adults only, which enables the whole place to be much quieter and much calmer. And also we find that adults are far more respectful of that layout that we've created.
Yeah, it's great, because everyone's really spaced out, but nice that you can just still say hello to everyone, obviously, once you meet them. But I mean, I'm really new to this camping experience. I've only been to a handful of campsites, but this is my by far the best I've been to so far. Some have been okay, I suppose, but just the facilities make it, the view makes it. Just being here.
It's a combination, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus you're giddy on the fresh air as well.
I think so. Yeah, probably. So I went for a little walk yesterday, and you've got a little farm shop just 5 minutes walk down your little lane here, and then you get round to the coastal route, and you've got endless walks available to you.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful yesterday, just walking around there amongst the sheep.
But it does allow you to connect with nature in a better sort of form in some ways.
I was connecting with nature just on your driveway with a rapid caterpillar. You've got particularly fast caterpillars here for some reason.
You just have to keep moving in case the birds collect them.
I just wanted to make sure I could get the video clip I took of it in this video. So there's a little fluffy fella. The reason we sort of know each other is you got in contact with me last year sometime when you had a major power cut here for like 3 days, and your Tesla came to the rescue, so you could power your devices and sit in there and keep warm and do. So it's really nice that you got in contact then. But of course you're a Tesla owner and Tesla fan as well. So I'm guessing your campsite is more than happy to welcome Tesla drivers like me who are camping in their cars.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
No, we have 5 camper van pitches, we call them, but they're sort of the most accessible pitches, and are reliably sort of dry and solid. So yeah, and I'd really like to see Tesla owners up here. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
It's that kind of juxtaposition of the ultra new against this ancient sort of landscape in that regard. And obviously there's zero impact, so it's, you know, fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I don't
have to worry about oil being dropped on the pitches.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
You know, contaminating the land or anything like that, which, you know, it's an option.
Yeah, and of course you have a charger here as well, so
Yep.
if you're willing to let people charge up for a bit of extra money, of course. But
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's like well, in fairness, they're going to be parked overnight, so they wouldn't charge on the overnight rate. But we've got solar panels here, and just popping them on for a while, you know, there's so much offset happens. It's not the most expensive thing to do.
I think Tesla camping is going to be really big going forward because there's so many accessories now. There's tents that deliberately fit on the back. I'm here sort of reviewing the Snoozu luxury memory foam mattress as well.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is great, isn't it? I mean, you've had a jump in it yesterday, didn't you? Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. Oh, superb.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb. I mean, you know, it deploys just like that, you know, it's spot on.
Yeah, it's just bags of room in the back of a Model Y, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's practically
acres,
a double bed size. It's, it's more than 2 metres long.
Yeah.
It's perfectly adequate for one person camping in there. So,
Well, I had so much room. I was laying down. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but there was just so much room above me and below me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, this is nuts.
I mean, it's such a cool product. I just love to share the idea of it, and then the fact that Teslas have got camp mode.
Yeah.
You know, not like
It's great.
I know it's wonderful because like last night I just kept it at 19 degrees all night. You know, it's barely touched the battery. It's taken 10 miles of range off it or something like that. But I think Tesla camping is going to be a real big thing because it's it's extremely comfortable. It's quiet in there. You know, you've got obviously the sockets and stuff, so I could boil my kettle.
Yeah, that was good.
I just need to sort me out a little fridge. I know, I'm digressing. But yeah, I've noticed when you first come into your property, you've got a really quite a narrow driveway, haven't you? So it's not for big motorhomes or anything like that.
No,
because you just won't get up the drive.
No, we limit it to what we call small campers. So essentially anything up to a long wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. I don't want other people damaging their vehicles, as they obviously won't, and certainly conversations I don't need.
Yeah.
So and they look oversized on the land as well. They block the view. So just little small campers.
Oh, yeah.
And tents.
Yeah, you don't want people blocking your view on these nice pitches, do you?
No, we've actually laid it out in a way that pretty much everything's got a sea view.
Yeah.
Of one form, uninterrupted.
Well, waking up to that yesterday, just open up the boot, and then you've got it's just a sea view. It's so lovely. I can't recommend it enough, really. Just if you've got a Tesla, to actually go out and go for an adventure, go and sleep in it, and just wake up wherever with a view. It's a totally different experience than going in a bog standard hotel that's expensive and noisy.
Yeah.
This is peace and tranquility. Absolutely love it. When I booked my pitch here, I noticed there was a greener camping club that I sort of joined in order to book my pitch here. So tell me a little bit about that.
That again is about sort of environmental restoration as well. So for every membership that we sign up, or any of the other member sites sign up, they will get a tree allocated to them for your membership. And wildflower seeds and bat boxes and bird boxes and things like that. And they support other environmental supporting charities as part of that process too. So we ended up last year with something like 200 trees. So we're starting to plant those out now. We'll get similar amount this year. And there are some sites that don't take all their trees, so we're happy to take them as well. And that enables us to rebuild and restore some of the landscape, some of the hedge lines, and add to the biodiversity of what we've got going on here, because over time you get quite limited species numbers here, although the environmental rotation of succession actually introduces different things. Certain things just only survive a short period of time. So it's enabling us to add species that are indigenous, like the black alder was a species that is indigenous to this area but seems to have sort of petered out a little bit, so we can reintroduce some of those into the hedgerows and into the land again, knowing that it's from here, therefore it can handle the climate here, which is soggy on occasions. Although we've not had rain for weeks, which is bizarre.
Yeah. It's a bit weird driving into Wales and it's not raining.
Yeah, it supports a good amount of sort of regeneration of landscape and trees and such like. So and that helps with the land, because it creates, the more trees you have, the better the soil is, the more biotic there is in there, and also it helps to keep the moisture levels in the ground better as well. So anyone that stays, anyone that joins up, they're helping to be part of that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, the attention to detail in your entire campsite here is just wonderful. The environmental impact that you're having is great.
Yeah.
And I just love what you've done. It's a wonderful place to be. And, can't thank you enough for looking after me. You and Janie, your wife, as well, really well. And thanks for cooking me breakfast yesterday and dinner.
It gave me a really
days.
good excuse not have to go off and do stuff.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's been
I'm happy to do that.
Well, I can't wait to come back and see what else you do to the place, because I know you've got loads more plans up your sleeve.
Yeah, we've got a lot of planting to just keep doing on the site. The separation of the plots is important for us to give people that room as well.
Yeah.
So it is that zero environmental impact that we're looking for, or the lowest possible environmental impact of running the business.
Yeah.
So whichever way around we can boost that and increase all that, then that's where we're heading.
Good. I think you should definitely take on board my suggestion yesterday of a flume from here to the sea.
Yeah.
Because if you could do that, I think,
You
the
think we
world's
nailed it?
longest flume, some steps coming back, I think that would be a winner.
I like the idea of that. I'll have a chat with my neighbours, see how they feel
Yeah,
about
see how
it.
they feel about it. Or a sort of tunnel system, I don't know.
I'll give Elon a bell, see if we can get a boring machine.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks ever so much. It's been amazing.
Mate, it's been a delight.
Can't wait to come back.
Good.
I'll see you soon, Richard. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see what it's like camping in a Tesla, then hit this video next. I'm Will. This is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, patrons. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.